and our main purpose is to send books to people in prison throughout the state of Florida. So we're a nonprofit. Everybody works here as a volunteer, and we've been doing the Prison Book Project since 2000. And this week we're actually having a big celebration, and y'all can go back if you like. Having a big celebration because this on Thursday, Wednesday? Is that Wednesday. We're marking that we're sending out
Thursday we're celebrating.
Which day are we?
Thursday.
Okay.
Wednesday we did it.
Okay, Wednesday we did it. Wednesday we went above 4,000 packages this year, and that's a pretty big deal. If you look on here, this is where we started at 636 when we first opened up the store. We had more, but that was a very short year, so that's why it was small. But then it took a while to build up. But even about 10 years ago when the project was going on, at full speed, I think it was 1,800 is where we were, and within that period we doubled what we're doing.
I read a couple of your books in jail, so.
Okay, there. We can get a review. We've been setting out for a long time, and this is it's a pretty big deal for a lot of people. So we appreciate y'all coming in here. Just so you know too how it works, you can donate if you like, and I'll just leave this up here if you want to put some money in there. That'd be really helpful and helps keep the place going. But also if you just buy a book over here too, it's the exact same thing. All our books are donated to us, and because, or at least the books back there, are donated to us. So since they're all donated, then everything goes back to us. So buying a book is the same thing as putting money in there, and then that way you get to take a book home with you. Nick just bought a book, a little while ago. So with the money that he used to buy that book, that sends out at least 2 to 3 packages of books, and each package has 3 books in it. So about 9. Do my math. I wasn't a math major, but 9, 12 packages, whatever it is. Yeah, it sends a lot of books out there. So it's really helpful, for us, just so everybody knows how the store works. So anyway, that's what we are. And so we meet here. If you're interested in volunteering with us, we always need volunteers. We're sending out books to prisoners. We answer letters on Wednesday nights, and that goes from 6 to 8. So if you want to see how it works, people send us letters, and they send us letters for all sorts of stuff. And we'll just answer the letters. We got the letters back there. We'll answer them, and then we'll package them up, and then we'll send them out. So we do that every Wednesday. The holidays might be a little weird too, though, just because everybody's gone. But normally it's every Wednesday from 6 to 8. And let me see. Here's a couple of announcements. We're just scheduling a reading over here, a celebration party kind of thing for the Graffiti Bridge book. Rachel Pangetti is about ready to release this book, and that's coming out. It's a highly anticipated book. I wrote an article in The Independent about it maybe a couple weeks ago. So check it out. Check out the article, and then also check out the book, which is probably a little better than my article. Definitely bigger. So that'll be here. We're going to be doing that on, we said today, was it Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So Wednesday at 7 o'clock over here. So if you're interested, come out for that. It'd be nice. Nice Xmas gift right before Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, or just to sit around and look through. And the solstice, actually, because it'll be on the solstice. So it'll be a nice little solstice present. And then lastly, Rachel's also having the first celebration for that book on what?
A week from today, actually. Next Saturday, at End of the Line, right?
Yeah,
from,
so 3 to 6.
3 to 6. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just now setting this, but yeah.
Okay.
It would like the a launch party.
Okay, great. So 3 to 6, End of the Line Cafe. So those will be the things to be in touch for. Look for them. There'll be stories out there, I'm sure. Okay, so you're here to see our good friend Nick. Nick has been a friend of mine for a number of years, and he was in grad school with me. It's nice to be able to see people with English degrees actually do something with their degrees. So I'm really happy to be able to host this. I wrote an article, actually we did an interview where I actually just sent him a bunch of questions, and he answer the questions. It's right back there, so I was hesitant to say I wrote an article. I actually just sent out a bunch of questions, and then he wrote almost all the article. And
you got paid for it at least.
I got $50. So
it's more than I make on writing.
Writing pays. But I'm happy to have Nick over here and to talk about his book. His book is great. I highly recommend it. I know you're all here, so you'll be able to hear a little bit of Nick talking about the book, and then take the book on your own and then read it. So I'm just going to turn it over to my friend. All right? Oh, and also, Nick from the Segways over here too. So if you didn't know that about Nick, probably most of you do, but if you see all the Segways running around town, if you get hit by one accidentally, you can sue Nick, but you can talk to him right now. Okay, so I'm just going to pass it over to Nick.
Luckily, we never hit a pedestrian.
High five to that.
I can't say that pedestrians have not hit us. We have not hit a pedestrian. Did everybody get your Imperial beer from Costa Rica? This is one of the main characters in the book, just so you know.
Okay.
If you want to get a taste of what the book is. I do appreciate you guys coming out. Scotty, thanks for having me. I see a lot of familiar faces, so you guys know who I am, and those that I don't know, the unfamiliar faces, kind of give you an idea of who my... Just getting naked up here. No, I'm comfortable.
You're supposed to picture the crowd naked.
Also, I laugh at a lot of my own jokes. So. Some people I said you got to turn around when I speak. You're one of them. Just face away. All right, so PJ too. Oh, look at that man, he's so fucking ugly. But yeah, gotta stop laughing. We gotta get serious here for a minute.
Get serious, man.
I am. I'm gonna make it serious because I mean it's a serious book. Literary. Look, Tony, don't laugh. Like you read it, so it's literary. Like up there, up with the top. You know, is so some of my influences, right? Some people are like, well, what did you write? You know, if you're familiar with like these 80s sex comedies, you know, Fast Times at Richmond High, you know, Porky's, right? Maybe not as sexual as Porky's, but there's some of that in there. And then some of the 90s stuff, you know, like Dazed and Confused, Slacker. I guess everything Richard Linklater did. All those guys, like I was like, they did it in film. And I was like, how do you do it in written form? I haven't experienced that, you know, well, you know, maybe some Tom Robbins, but I was like, how do you do that in a written form? You know, these kind of like teenage, and I know my characters were a little older than teenager, but they still acted that way. You know, so that was kind of what I was going for. Like, how do you do that in a literary form? And so that's what I attempted with Native Moments. Costa Rican surf adventure. Title-wise, I'm gonna read the Walt Whitman poem that I stole the title from. Not borrowed. I stole it from him. He's not even know. Walt Whitman. So I'll read the poem Native Moments that I think kind of explains what I was attempting with the book here. All right, so Native Moments. When you come upon me, all right, you're here now. Give me now libidinous joys only. Give me the drench of my passions. Give me life, coarse and rank. Today I go consort with nature's darlings. Tonight too, I'm for those who believe in loose delights. I share the midnight orgies of young men. I dance with the dancers and drink with the drinkers. The echoes ring with our indecent calls. I pick out some low person for my dearest friend. He shall be lawless, rude, illiterate. He shall be one condemned by others for deeds done. I'll play a part no longer. Why should I exile myself from my companions? Oh, you shunned persons, I at least do not shun you. I come forthwith in my midst. I'll be your poet. I'll be more to you than any of the rest. So that's kind of what I was attempting with the book. You know, this idea of shunned people and the loose delights. So there's a lot of loose delights if that's kind of if that's your thing. Yeah. I wish I was getting paid by this. So the passage I'm going to read, it is a surf adventure. You know, so they go out, and the main character, Sanch, he's not so much as a surfer as he's just going on the trip for adventure. But the Jake characters, guy can surf. Luckily, the character's based on isn't here because I would never say that in front of him. But what I tried to do was also capture time of Costa Rica, Tamarindo, the area in Costa Rica that no longer exists. Right? It's not there anymore. Tamarindo is now a resort town, basically. So I tried to write about a time that was there previously, before it became spoiled. And being in a tourist town like Pensacola, we can almost see this happening locally, right? That a lot of the things that we held on to as locals starts. Hopefully, right now it's holding on really well, but we're afraid that eventually, these big chain stores are going to come in but this scene that I'm going to read takes place of a small little restaurant that this place actually really existed. I mean, it's a fictional story, but I wrote about places that existed that are no longer there, so they're kind of like fiction now, right? But people who've been there, they ain't known about it. So this place, Pablo's Picasso. So the main characters, Sanch and Jake, they're coming back from a surf trip, and they're in Costa Rica. So they come back from a day surfing Playa Negra, and Sanch is not a great surfer, so he's out there in this large waves, and he's horrible at it. He paddles out and comes right back in. So he's trying to find his way. He doesn't quite fit in with the surf crowd. He doesn't fit in with anything, really. He's just kind of bumming around out here in Costa Rica. So they end this day of surfing here, and they're coming back looking for some food. It says they followed the signs through a winding, rutted road, heavily wooded on both sides, and came upon a cleared land with cabana huts surrounding a large, open-air, thatched roof bar. There were a few picnic tables, a few hammocks, and one guy sitting at the bar and one really big guy behind it. The name of the place was Pablo's Picasso, home of the soon-to-be world-famous burgers as big as your head. The picnic tables were engraved with names and dates of past travelers, faded surfing pictures and yellowed surfing movie posters plastered to the walls. One was signed by Bruce Brown. "Are you Pablo?" Jake asked as they entered. "If I ain't, someone's fucking my wife," the man behind the bar said. Jake laughed. "I'm gonna like this guy." "Sorry, I ain't like that," Pablo said. Jake laughed again. "What do you guys want?" We saw signs for burgers as big as your head," Jake said. "You guys look a little scrawny for that." "What do you serve, fish?" Greg asked. I didn't set this up. Greg, they hitched a ride with a guy named Greg. Jake and Sanch didn't have cars, so they didn't have money for a rental car, and they hitched a ride. And this guy Greg was traveling from California to Panama, picked them up. So Greg asked, "You serve fish?" Greg asked. "Fish? We came for burgers," Jake said to him. "Well, I'm a vegetarian." "You came to the wrong place then," Pablo said. "I'll take a beer," Sanch said. "It's a good choice. I bet if I ask what kind, you'll tell me a cold one, huh?" "Preferably, but it doesn't matter." Pablo smiled. "I like them better than I do you," he said to Jake. And then he got Sanch a beer from the fridge. "Yeah, well, ask him who was out there getting barreled all day and who got their ass handed to them. If you're trying to impress me, it'll take more than those baby waves." "Baby waves? You see how big they were? I surfed them earlier." "You surf?" Pablo looked at the other man at the bar and smiled. "All right, you two want burgers? What'll vegetarian boy have? Fish sandwich? Good?" "That'll work," Greg said. Pablo went in the back to make sandwiches. "You surfed this morning?" Jake asked the guy down the bar. The older man nodded. "Look at those pictures over there. That's him. He might have packed on a few pounds, but he still gets out there." Sanch and Jake looked at the pictures. One was a picture of Pablo from the Surfer magazine from the early 80s, and he was riding what could have easily been a double size of what Negra was. That was the surf break there at Playa Negra. Another picture had a caption with it, and it said, "Local North Shore surfer dropping in on a 35-footer. Pablo came back out. "Is that really you out there?" Jake asked. "About 20 years ago. How do you want your burgers?" "I'll take it medium well," Jake asked. "Well, I'll only make them medium," and Pablo went back into the kitchen. Sanch and Jake played some ping pong. Greg sat in the hammock. They knocked the ball around a few times, never really getting the volley started before Pablo came back out. "Hey, your food's served." They weren't quite medium, slightly raw. So that scene kind of shows you like the type of atmosphere out there, the restaurants, things like that. And like I said, the people who went out to Costa Rica at that time, like, people know this place. This was a pretty well-known place for about 20 years. Fortunately, it's no longer there. Playa Negra is now a